Hello everyone. In light of the International Women's Day, we wanted to share some stories of our own women at Netwire Global. My name is Natalia Silva. I'm a marketing member here at Netwire Global, and today I'll be interviewing two amazing women, Renata Moherduai and Karina Abreu. Both have been with us for more than 10 years, and we'd like to hear from them, their journeys, their personal lives, and challenges they face throughout their careers. Starting with Karina, could you tell us what they do here at Netwire Global and tell a little bit about your self-role?
Well, I'm the strategic development manager here at Netwire Global, and I'm responsible for training the project management team and to create new services to mitigate risks and to achieve all of our clients' expectations and needs. And well, about me, to cut a long story short, I would describe myself as a very energetic person and very creative, always looking for new solutions and new challenges and trying to overcome them in the best possible way. I'm also studying neurosciences and behavior because I'm always looking for a deeper self-knowledge. And I think it is important for us to understand different patterns, different behaviors, different personalities to create genuine relationships, both in professional and personal spheres. And no, I love, as a hobby, I practice beach tennis. I love challenging things in this aspect of my life as well.
That's true. That's what I love in her. She always trying to challenge herself all the time. So it's amazing work with people like her.
Well, now your turn, Renata.
So yes. So thank you to invite me to celebrate the International Women's Day with you guys, amazing women. So again, I'm Renata. I'm working here at WIRE for the past 15 years. I am a business process manager here at Netwire. So my role is to oversee the process and try to improve it. I'm also a mother. I have an 8 years old boy, the love of my life. What else? I think that's pretty much about it.
Now let's go to the questions. Renata, we'll start with you. What was the biggest challenge you faced in the beginning of your career, and what have you learned from it?
Yes. So in the beginning, I started to work as a project manager in the localization industry, but actually I had to perform several roles in the company. So I was performing activities related to QA, quality assurance activities. I was responsible to find and select vendors. I was responsible to manage a project.
Jack of all trades.
Yes, so I was doing pretty much everything. So it was challenging that time because, doing lots of stuff, but also it was super important for me to understand the whole process. So I could understand how a language service provider works and what we have to do to have a good process. So that's it.
And you, Karina, what would you say was the biggest challenge and the biggest lesson?
Well, when I started here at Netwire Global, I felt like I was diving into a completely unknown universe. It was mind-blowing because although I had already studied language and translations in graduation, um, there were many things to learn because it's a completely different market. And so with specific terminologies, with specific concepts, with specific tools, so there was a lot to learn. And although it is very, uh, it, although it is amazing for innovation process, it is also tricky because you have to keep up the pace. So that's the lesson, and that's the amazing thing to work here, because it's a very technological area with endless opportunities and endless change all the time.
Moving on to the next question, I'd like to ask you, Karina, what did you choose as career and what do you do now? Are they the same thing? And what motivated you to choose that at that time and now this change of
I
your
was always passionate about the infinity and diversity that could be explored through language and cultures, different cultures, and it led me to choose language and translations for graduation. And initially, I thought of working as a translator, and I got to work as a translator for a while. But I felt like something was missing because I did not have the social aspect. I did not have the interactions and the connection with people that I truly love. So when I got the opportunity to work here at Netwire Global as a project manager, it felt like home. It felt like I was exactly where I was supposed to be because it was the perfect package with the linguistic solutions combined with the interactions and management side.
That's really nice, Karina. And Renata, did you choose the career you're in or not? And what motivated you to choose what you chose back then and keep on going with what you do now?
I graduated in communication and I have a post graduation in marketing. So I was not thinking to work in the localization industry that time. I would like to be a journalist that time. But in the middle of the process, I understood that maybe I was not correct about my choice. I was more trying to find something related to administrative tasks. Then I received an invitation to work in a small language service provider at that time, but I didn't know the localization industry, but I accept the challenge. And I have to say that I love it. And I
So
love
it is indeed a universe completely different
yes,
from ours.
yes, completely different about what we have thought in the past about
Yes.
our careers,
we,
right?
we think we know, but we
No.
don't have a clue.
And the fun part is that translation is all about communication. So today I can understand that I can actually use my knowledge in communication to work in the localization industry, because we are always trying to help the customers to communicate with their clients. So we need to understand the tone, the voice, how they would like to communicate. So it's something that is related to this career right now. But it was not something that I planned, just happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this happened to a lot of people that's working in the localization industry, because this is not an industry that is well known. People, when they think about translation, they think that, okay, we have
Superficially.
we have a Word document. I need to translate this from one language to another language. Just hire a translator, and that's it. But as I told you, translation is about communication. So there's a lot of things that
Behind it.
yes, that's related to this process. So what we do here is to take care of this process, and this is a complex process.
Starting with Renata now. What would you say was the biggest challenge you had throughout your career?
This is an easy one for me, actually. So 4 years ago, we went to the US to open an office there. And it was a personal and professional challenge for me. We moved as a family to the US, specifically to Dallas, and we had to adapt ourselves to this new life, find a new place to live, find a new school for Theo, my son. It was crazy because he had to adapt to a new school with English, and English is not his first language. So it was a really hard time for me as a mom to see him struggling in the school, not being able to communicate with other kids. So it was a personal challenge, but also a professional one. So when we went there, we start with the sales process. So we have to hire salespeople there, and I was not too used to manage people for other countries. So I have to understand how to manage them, uh, how to understand the customers there, to adapt the process that we had here in Brazil to the US. So it was confusing, complicated, but it was worth it because I learned a lot in that process.
And what about you, Karina? What was the biggest challenge you faced?
Well, I think the most challenging thing here as a global company is at the same time the most amazing one is to break through the cultural differences and to connect, to truly connect with people. And I think we can associate with this case that Renata was sharing, uh, because we in the beginning we were used to hold um, meetings with our national clients here in Brazil. And when we started expanding, when they went there to expand our business, we had to adapt a lot because we had to learn what were their unique way of communicating, what were the key aspects for them, what were uh, specifically their culture, and put that in our processes. So it was challenging and it still is, but it's amazing.
And what would you say you're most proud of? It can be on the career side or personally. What would you say you're most proud of as a woman?
Yeah, actually, I'm really proud of seeing and using the challenges in my way, and see them as opportunities for development instead of reasons for giving up. So we can even see these challenges as obstacles and give up, or overcome them and get better. So for example, when I started here, well, I've always been passionate about communication, but in the beginning I had some difficulties on expressing myself orally. So my focus was only on writing. So yes, she knows about it. So I thought I could never change that. I thought that I would always feel anxious about conducting meetings and presenting something, or even calling people.
I'm so proud of her because she accepts the challenge and she finds a way to overcome this type of situation. And I'm always seeing Karina improving, in changing, improving. So it's amazing to see that.
Oh, thank you. And yeah, that's amazing because look at me now. I can I'm always recording audios to explain simple things, minor things in our communication too, internal communication too. I'm always conducting meetings with global clients, and I'm always presenting. So everything is possible. Everything is training, and it pays off.
And what about you, Renata? What would you say you're most proud of?
Funny because they were talking about challenges all the time here.
Yes.
But working at Netwire Global is to be
It's
able
an everyday
to
challenge.
But that's the thing that I like more to be here, and something that I'm really proud, because you are learning all the time with the challenges.
Thank
So we
God.
are not doing the same thing. Year by year, we're learning different things. We're trying different things. We're starting new process. We're starting new business in other countries. So all the time things are, moving here, and we are trying to adapt. So this is nice because you are always learning with this process. So it's really good to be in a company that you can learn.
Yes.
Even after more than 10 years working here. Right, Karina?
Yes. We never know it all. That's amazing to know.
Yes.
So moving on to a more personal question. What are the challenges that you faced, Renata, balancing your personal and professional lives?
it is hard to find time to yourself. That's the main challenge I can see while trying to balance personal and professional life. Especially when I am involved in a big project, an important one. I would like to see things done, so I don't stop thinking about that. And sometimes I do not focus in other things because I just want to do until I finished. So it's hard sometimes to have this balance when you are working in important projects, but it's part of life. And one thing that I have learned is that everything is about cycles. um, so big projects, important projects will finish,
Yes.
right? So and you have time again when these projects are done. So you have to understand that sometimes you will focus more in one thing, and sometimes you have to focus more in another thing. Also, I am blessed to have a partner that share lots of responsibilities at home with me. So when we're talking about our son, some days he's responsible to take him to the swimming classes or the soccer classes or to the school. So I know that these days I can focus more on the work because I do not have to do this. So it's good to have a partner that you can count on and share this responsibility. So that's helped me to balance the professional and personal life.
Awesome.
And what about you, Karina?
I think the key is to understand that although we play different roles in life, the person behind these roles is the same. So, um, for example, if we are going through some personal problems, it will, of course, influence in our personal, in our professional side as well at some level. And when we start seeing us as a whole, it flows better, and we start respecting our own phases and try to get the best out of them without judging ourselves and without and knowing that sometimes the best will not be like yesterday, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very nice. Now, moving on to an even more personal question, more specifically to you, Renata. You're a mother, and we'd like to hear from you. How do you think that motherhood has affected you in both good and bad sides? And how do you balance that, being a mother and a professional woman and a wife?
Being a mom changed me completely. I chose to be a mom. So this is the most important role I have today. I cannot compare to be a mom with anything else. I learn with Theo every day. I learn a lot with him, and he has just 8 years old, right? So I'm learning constantly with him. So before Theo, I used to complain that I did not have time to do things. I do not have time to go to the gym. I do not have time to cook a good meal for me. I always complain about things. And then now I can understand that it's more difficult to manage time with him and my professional life happening at the same time with so many challenges that we have. So today is all about to plan. I used to plan my whole week um to be able to complete the things that I judge that's important for me and for him and for the company. So I start on Sunday, checking my calendar, trying to understand what meetings I have, what time I will have for him to help him with the homework and things like that, to take him to the swim classes and all this stuff, because of course that I would like to be with him. I'm working from home right now, and we are always in meetings, and Karina knows sometimes I am interrupted by him. Mom, I'm hungry. I would like to have a snack. Lunch is ready. I need you to check my homework. And I'm always trying to, okay,
He's always
Theo.
participating on the meetings.
Okay, Theo, not now, not now. I'm talking to a customer. Not now. Wait, wait. So it's not easy. But at the end of the day, I feel good because I know that I'm trying to do my best. I'm with him at
And you are
home.
doing.
I'm preparing his lunch every day. I used to say that I have to prepare health food for him, so I cook at least 5 colors. I'm always saying that. Okay, lunch has to have 5 colors to make sure that he's eating well and healthy. So it's hard to balance, but it's a fun journey. And again, I'm learning a lot with all these. So yeah, you have to plan. The key is to plan the time that you have for each of things that you would like to accomplish in the end of the week.
Well, after some years working as a project manager, I became a senior, but only managing some of our clients. So uh, we felt the urge to create this strategic development manager role, and the fact was that all of my background, all of my expertise, and the things that I had learned with my clients, my projects were limited to this client's portfolio. So we felt the urge to create this new role to share all of these lessons learned with the other project managers, and to make sure that all of our clients and all of our projects would have this benefit, would have this lessons learned propagated to these projects and experiences as well.
How do you view your relation with leadership, Hannah?
It was a natural process for me to become a leader here at Netwire Global. As I told you in the beginning, I was pretty much doing everything in the company. So the company started to grow, and we need to hire people, and then I need to train these people to help me to perform activities, and that's how I became a leader at Netwire Global. But then starts to be a little bit different, because when you have a bigger team, you have to be prepared for that. So you have to study a lot to be able to be a leader, a competent leader. You have to learn how to connect with people, truly connect with people, to help them to be their best versions. So I'm still learning with this process, because every new person that we have in the team is always teaching me something different, something that I need to improve to be a better leader. So it's a process that never ends.
How would you say that Netwire Global supports women?
Well, I have to say that big part of our team are made of women, right, Karina?
Yeah,
Amazing women.
The majority of our team is actually even the collaborators and leaders is actually women. So it's I'm proud to work in a company like that, because we go against the society.
Yes. What we're looking for is for people that could commit with our causes and help us to deliver what we'd like to deliver to our customers. So it's a natural process for us,
Yes.
right? To have women working here, because they're competent. They're amazing doing what they are doing. Because we have lots of leaders that are women, we understand other women. So we understand when a mother come to the office in a day and say, "Oh, I didn't sleep well because my son was not okay. I had to go to the doctor. Something happened." So we understand that
Natural.
it's natural for us to support women that are in different situations with their partners, with their kids, or with their family, because we are all doing the same, right?
Yes.
So we connect with them and help them in a day by day, right?
Yeah.
And do you have more thoughts on this, Karina?
Yeah, I think Netwire Global supports us by treating us equally, and by respecting us as human above being a
Yes.
woman. And that's amazing, because we don't have to worry about losing opportunities, or losing um, or being judged, because we have equal opportunities, and we are respected here. We are truly respected, naturally respected.
Yeah, amazing. And moving on to the end of this conversation, unfortunately, is there any woman that inspires you, Karina?
Well, I'm literally surrounded by inspiring women. I grew up in a family of amazing, strong, and supportive women, and not only inspiring me, but also motivating me through all stages of my life. And here at Netwire Global, Renata is one of them. Since the beginning, being my inspirational source.
Thank you.
And I'm very honored to work with such empowered women here, because we get to combine our intuition, our sensibility with our, oh my god,
Yes,
with our
yes,
creativity and with our assertiveness and strategical mindset. So it's amazing. And going beyond, I since my childhood, I've always been a huge fan of um, empowered female singers like Aretha Franklin, Etta Jones, Alicia Keys, Celine Dion, Christina Aguilera, and I think it's amazing how they reach people through their art, through their voice, and with meaningful messages. So, although we here cannot reach people through the same tools, I think why can't we be inspirational sources, sharing positive messages with the world, sharing ways of connecting to other people. So I get that uh, as my ambition for life.
Do you have any inspirational woman that you would like to share with us, Renata?
This is a hard question because, as Karina was mentioned, I have several strong women that inspires me every day. So I could mention my mom. She was a teacher, but she was always trying to balance her personal and professional life. I could mention my sister, the strongest woman that I know. I could mention my friend Olga, and other people. So I'm always trying to look people around me and try to learn with them and see what they do better than me and try to incorporate this in my personal life. Same with Karina, working with her, seeing how she likes to be challenge, right? So it's this inspired me every day.
That's very nice. And now to go to the end of our conversation, I'll say a quick phrase and you finish it. So starting with Karina, being a woman is.
Challenging, but completely worth it.
Being a woman is, Renata.
All about intuition,
Yeah.
right? We're learning how to listen
Our
our
intuition, yeah.
intuition, right? Follow our gut
Yeah,
because
even in the professional side, it
yeah,
is
sometimes we're
important.
not doing this, but in the end of the day, we look each other and oh my gosh, we knew it about this, right? So
Yes.
why did you not listen this?
That's true. And Renata, now starting with you. Entrepreneurial mindset is.
Be flexible, be resilient.
Entrepreneurial mindset is.
I think it's all about movement.
Okay. And now, if you'd like to leave a quick message to young people that are starting their careers, and more especially women, what would you say?
Well, my advice is to never give up, to never underestimate your superpowers, and to see your unique skills as positive tools to achieve whatever you want. And especially for women, I would say to never see each other as opponents, but as a team. I think as long as we keep competing against ourselves, judging ourselves, seeing ourselves as opponents, we will be forever stuck in a trap. And we will be acting against everything we are fighting for. So we have to understand that if we look at each other and we work together, we will have even more power to overcome obstacles and succeed in our breakthrough.
And Renata, do you have a message?
Yes, be the woman that's possible for you. We are always performing different roles in our lives. We are a mom, but we are a daughter. We are a wife, but we are friends. We are a professional, but we are a sister. And it's hard to balance every role that we have in our lives. So be the woman that's possible for you. Choose the things that you would like to prioritize. It will make it easy for us to not have this huge,
This weight.
right?
Yes.
In our shoulders. So let it go.
Yeah.
Some
Yes, that's
things.
true. We are always being requested from society to be multitasking,
Yes.
to be more, to
Yes.
deliver more.
Yes.
So it's a good tip.
Yes.
So I'd like to thank you both, Renata and Karina, for having been with us today, for sharing your experience here at Netwire Global and your personal life, a little bit of your personal life. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.